Morning, Brian. We're in the boardroom here at Curzon Ashton this morning for our weekly chat. I think we're going to start off today with the, obviously we've got cup matches. We have got a few with the under-8 starting this week, but most of the cup matches are on for next weekend. Do you want to talk people through the procedure?
Yeah, obviously, for all age groups, we've got to start the cups with the Primary Cup and the Challenge Cup. Just remember, they are just a grading competition, so when we get to the finals in May, that everyone's probably playing at the correct level. But for all games now, you need to produce a squad sheet. It's imperative you do so on the cup games, so we know that the correct players are playing in the correct divisions for the correct teams. So on match days, make sure, as always, the captains have got to have the team sheets when they greet the referee prior to the start of the game. Let's get it correct this time and stop any confusion.
I think the coordinators at the 7s, 8s, 9s and 10s this week will be handing a leaflet out to just explain what is required for the cup, won't they, Brian?
Yeah, John's developed some A3 sheets of paper there. I think they're A5 leaflet size anyway. And the idea is, it's just to advise managers. We're still getting quite a few managers not fully understanding the concept of handing over the squad sheets. It's something that we've been requested time and time again from clubs, and we just want to try and get it right. Become common practice to exchange them. So there's a bit of a leaflet being handed out this week. If you don't, if the coordinator don't get around to seeing you, if you can just approach them and ask them for a leaflet, because at some senses there's quite a lot of teams to get round and see.
Next bit that we want to discuss today, we've now released the cup final schedule for next May, or April and May. It's on the website. Obviously we can't put all the teams in as yet, because obviously we've got no finalists, but have a quick look on there. We won't be able to alter it, so if for any reason you could possibly be in a cup final on a certain day, if you can work around it, if you can't play on that day, then we won't be able to alter the finals at all. We've now concluded our negotiations with Curzon, and those are now the dates that have been fixed for the finals. The next bit, I think, is the County Cup, which again I think is next weekend, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe we're on to round 2, or the vast majority of teams are on to round 2. That impacts on the 11-a-side teams and the under-12s. For all the under-12s that have been drawn at home, I've already been in contact with them for those that are going to be using the pitches at Wright Robinson. Later or early next week, I'll send out who your referee is going to be. I'll confirm the game with the referee. For the 11-a-side teams, I mean, obviously, you need to pass on the information to Manchester FA as soon as possible. I know technically you're supposed to tell them what kick-offs you're going to be having and what pitches you're going to be having. Some of the teams, we've allocated referees to assist Manchester FA. However, some teams haven't got a pitch that week because you might be on a different week. You need to give the information out as soon as possible so it doesn't give any conflicts out.
And obviously, once you've either progressed or been knocked out of the County Cup, if you let us know, then it does help with our fixture scheduling. The next thing is, again, on the 11-a-side, about confirming matches. Brian, if you want to go through...
Yeah, I mean, I'm still getting on a weekly basis. I fully understand that we're allocating referees sometimes late on in the week. It's unfortunate, but unfortunately we have got a massive shortage for the 11-a-side referees. We do sort of tend to send emails out with any uncovered games to see if anyone can cover the extra game. Obviously, we'll try and get them out as early as possible. What does tend to happen as well is we've got County Cups taking place, County Cup replays taking place, so that has a knock-on effect. So you might have been allocated a referee on a Monday, but unfortunately by a Tuesday he's got to do a County Cup game that's rescheduled. So keep abreast of it, but also make sure you're also confirming your games. We've got about 3 managers that have contacted me this morning to say that the opponents haven't been in contact with them regarding the game yet. I fully appreciate it's the home team that should be making headway and contacting teams, but if you haven't been contacted, then contact them. You know, rather than drop me an email, it's just as quick to drop them a text message or to try and ring them, and it saves everybody a bit of work.
I think the last bit for today is the coach IDs via whole game system. It's something we've been talking about all season, but it is now an FA and a league requirement that all coaches register via whole game system, and you should have your name and a photograph on the team sheet. Again, some clubs have done it.
Yeah, it's a simple thing to do, to be fair. It doesn't even require the coaches, the clubs to do it. Each coach has got their own fan number, and they have their own profile on their page. When they go in, they can upload a photo. Any teams you're connected to, then if you're connected to, say, Curzon Whites, under 8s, your photo will appear on there. So it's easier then, when we're doing these checks, that we know that the people on the touchline are the people that are registered to be on that touchline. We will be doing random checks, started here at the Tameside Stadium. If you're asked to produce something, don't take offence at the person that's asking you. All we're trying to do is ensure that your children play in a safe environment. Like I said, we'll be asking some of the coordinators, look, can you just do a random check? And we'll give them the teams to check. So it's not that they're picking on you, it's that we've asked them to do something just to ensure that the children can play in a safe environment.
And just to reiterate the league rules on coaches on touchlines, 2 coaches per team. I noticed here, I think it was last Sunday with the under-7s, we've got some teams that seem to have more coaches than what they've got players. Just remember, it's 2 coaches per team on the touchline. You can have 4 coaches, but 2 will have to stand with the parents. So 2 coaches on touchlines. I think we're in for a wet weekend, Brian.
I think Saturday is proposing to be wetter than the Sunday. Sunday don't look too bad, so obviously if you're out there on a Saturday, which the vast majority of games are, then obviously get wrapped up. Just the last thing with regards to cancellations, you'll notice on our media sites we're getting hundreds of cancellations, which is due to school holidays. We've thought long and hard in the past about cancelling over the school holidays, but unfortunately to do so, you know, it could mean you're losing 3 weeks football. So we're going to continue the way we are for the time being. What I would ask is, moving forward, ask your parents this weekend, you know, Saturday, whether or not they're available next weekend, because it's still a school holiday next weekend. If not, get in touch with us as soon as possible, and then it has less of an impact on the teams that can't play.
And for me and Brian, enjoy football this weekend.